I had such a blast last time learning how to bring Frankenstein's monster to life that I couldn't wait to test out a new experiment. Professor Jeff Goodman is back to share another fun science demonstration. Thank you, Jeff, so much for coming on again.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
I'm very excited to see what you have prepared for us.
Well, I've been thinking a lot about sound lately, about how, just us talking right now, we're connecting through sound. And the sound of rooms, the sound of music, the sound of your own heartbeat, it's all sound. So let's talk a little bit about sound.
Okay.
Okay? So first of all, I want you to think about this tuning fork making some sound. Okay, just ring. You can hear it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right? That's an E. It's going at 320 vibrations a second. That's what sound is. It's a vibration. Back and forth, whap, whap, whap. Okay?
Wow.
Now, a lot of times people can't think of that easily. What's it mean for something to go back and forth 320 times a second? Let me show you what it really means, okay? I've got this cup of water right here, this beaker of water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a whack and then... Right?
Why do you always do things that scare me?
Well, science has to be just a little bit scary. Not dangerous, but scary for it to work.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to give it a good whack about halfway down.
Okay.
And then stick it right in. There you go. Right? So
That's great.
we're showing that that sound is actually a kind of movement. It's a kind of kinetic energy. It's a vibration back and forth.
That's
right?
awesome.
Another way that I can show that is by getting this can. It has a little mirror attached to it, and you're going to hold that black thing right there. Oh, it's got a little bit of water on it. That's all right. And what I'm going to do now is Francisco's going to turn down the lights for me, and I'm going to shine a laser off of it and get it right there. So when I talk into the can, the laser. Now, what I need to do is get this aimed just right so that now it will. See, even if I talk real quiet, or I sing a little louder, or go real rough. You see how it vibrates the mirror?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a vibration. Go bring those lights back up. So it's a kind of a vibration that my vocal cords are doing that are then vibrating the air, that vibrates the balloon, that vibrates the mirror, that makes the light bounce around. So it's a vibration. Well, how does that get from my vocal cords all the way to the mirror? We gotta figure out how that works. So now we have our friend. Come on here, and let's come on in here, right between us, right here.
Okay. So Candace is going to stand in the middle of us.
Okay. You all are going to be Candace and you, Juliet, are going to be the air between, say. In this case, we'll pretend that I'm a tuning fork, okay? It could be my vocal cords, but we'll pretend I'm a tuning fork. And I'm going to be vibrating, and we're going to figure out how does that vibration get from me to the chicken, if the chicken, for instance, was interested in my tuning fork. You don't want to listen to the tuning fork. So here I am vibrating, and if I hit the air, one of the principles of the air is that the molecules, quote unquote, don't like to be squished together. So if I push you together, you're going to tend to move away from her. Okay? So let's just do one whap and we'll see what happens. Ready?
Okay.
So let's tighten up a little bit here. And I'm going to whap you into her, and you knock into the chicken's ear.
Okay.
The chicken heard one vibration. Well, one vibration isn't a sound. A sound is multiple vibrations. Ready? So it would be something like this. Whap. And then come on back, Juliet, and then whap, and then whap, and then whap, right? So that tendency of that vibration to move along, that's what we call a sound wave. It's actually going along the direction of the wave. It's called a longitudinal wave. It goes along the direction, and that's how sound gets from one place to the other. It's not a wind. It's not like you hit the chicken. You hit Juliet. Juliet hits the chicken's ear. Okay, so what are two things that I can change about what I'm doing? Let's see. I'll show you a difference. Here's one kind of tuning fork. It would do this. And another one would do this. What's the difference?
Speed?
Yeah, how frequent I'm whapping, right? Whap, 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 or whap, whap, whap. That corresponds to pitch.
I see. I see.
Slower whapping, lower pitch. Faster whapping, higher pitch. Higher frequency is a higher pitch.
Okay.
What's one other change I could do? I'll give you an example. Here's a nice low sound. Now, here's another low sound.
A lot wider.
Yeah, a lot harder hit. Now, I'm not going to do it because you'd knock my chicken off. But if I were to hit you harder, it would be a louder sound. So this is a quiet sound, and this is a louder sound because I've made it whap harder, right? If you play a drum harder, it's louder.
Sure.
Right.
Makes sense.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Candace.
you.
Okay. Now we're going to use what we just learned.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to tell me what the difference is between some of these things I'm going to get at here. First of all, let's get out some props.
Okay.
First of all, this makes a vibration. Those are basically the same.
Sure.
If I put some water in one of them, tell me what changed about the sound. All right, so we're going to put some water in. Now, want to make a prediction?
This one's going to be higher.
Let's see. Hey! Now, why would it be higher? Well, it's smaller amount of air.
Right.
Little kids, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, get out of my yard. Right?
Right.
Big dog, little dog, big bird, quack, quack, little bird. Right?
There's more air.
Right, so big guy,
Less air.
big guy, get out of my yard. I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, and my even littler brother is sorry too, right? So the smaller the space, the
Higher the pitch.
higher the pitch, the higher the frequency. Okay, another way to say it. Now, how about this one? This is a straw that I've cut into a little peak. Looks like a mountain. And if I play on it, it's like an oboe reed. It makes a vibration, right? So what happens if I change the length of the straw? I cut my mustache sometimes, so I gotta do this one. Right?
Yeah.
Now, how come it got higher?
I have no idea.
Well, what happened to the length of the straw?
It got shorter.
It got shorter. Little guy, I'm sorry. Little dog, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so littler things are higher pitch, typically, than bigger things.
I see.
Okay, here are two for you.
Okay. So this is the lower. Higher.
Right. And so now we've got
Wait.
that's it, we're getting it.
Nope.
We practiced, but we're getting it. We're close. Right?
Okay.
That's what music is. And who wants to play Mary Had a Little Lamb exactly like Mary Had a Little Lamb? We've heard that a million times. We want to have our own version, the Juliet D. Rienzo and Jeff Goodman version of Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That's a good excuse for our terrible
excellent.
talent.
That's fine. So, so we've got the two things that can change: the frequency, often based on size, and then what was the other one? It was how.
Why?
How loud, yeah, how hard the hits were.
hard.
So this is a much louder sound than,
Sure.
right?
Right.
I'm hitting it harder. Okay, so now I want to test this out on this device right here. Okay, I'm going to sort of ask you some questions. So this is called a theremin. And what it is, it's an electronic instrument. You don't touch it. My hands are going to play it by interacting with the electric field around this antenna and this antenna. I'm going to turn it on here. Okay, now I want you to watch what my hands do. We're going to figure out what each hand controls.
Okay.
Remember, there were two things. There was pitch and there was loudness. Okay, so one hand's going to control one, the other is going to control the other. Okay, so look at this hand.
Okay.
What is it controlling?
The
How
loud.
Loudness, yeah, exactly. Loud or soft, right?
I see.
This hand,
And this is the pitch. Okay.
and how far it is away from this antenna will change the pitch.
Interesting.
Low frequency, high frequency. I tried to get my daughter to let me play this for her wedding, you know, like.
Oh. What a shame she didn't let you play
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of a drunken sort of. You want to try?
Yes,
Okay.
I want to try.
So here's the trick.
Okay.
Keep your hand in here to keep it off. Okay, I'm going to let you come in. All right, now to turn it, to make it play, bring that up. Now put your hand there, okay? Now just try this one, up and down. Okay, now keep it in there for a second.
Okay.
Now, this hand is going to move back and forth that way to control the pitch. So try bringing this one just out just a little bit. And now go back towards the antenna. You go all the way up close to yeah, there you go. Wiggle your hand around. Nice.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for
Isn't that
showing me
cool?
all of this stuff.
Okay, so I think we have time for just one last
We
thing.
don't,
We don't. We're out.
unfortunately. Yes.
Okay, so I'll have to come back.
Yes, I can't wait.
right.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for coming on the
All
show.
right.
I learned so much, and hopefully next time we will get our song down.
All right. Thanks so much.
Of course.